Okay, so here we are back in part 2 of this Port Valdez defence game. Now I noticed there that you see that tank. It's the second time I've seen it again. It's not the same team, incidentally, but another tank, heavy tank, using alternate fire and an MG, and that is a very, very powerful combination when you think about it, because, as I said before, main tank plus 2 MG streams of fire in different directions as well. You can have, simultaneous, twin machine guns firing, which is going to be very powerful to take on any team that you're against, because you can be putting the pressure on one where they're coming from, and at the same time defending against anyone who might sneak up to attack you. Now, another thing to mention, which I always want to mention every game, is about momentum, and you'll see that they already took A. I committed suicide there because I knew, Alpha was already going, the base was finished. I didn't want to be stuck up there, having to run down the road. This way, look, I can spawn straight back at the base, and I wasn't so concerned about getting the helicopter for myself. I was more concerned that their tanks were still rolling down the road, and you can actually spot the heli from up in the base. You could also get the UAV coming in on it, as you see there. One rocket on the Apache will take it out, or a tank. The good thing about picking it up fast as well is that you can get in, you can stop any blueberries crashing it. Priority here, that UAV. UAVs against any helicopter can take it out if it's got alternate fire, which it did have earlier on. So my first priority is to take out the UAV user. Bye bye. Just going to say straight off the bat, I'm definitely not an expert helicopter pilot. I would classify myself as a decent helicopter pilot. I've seen some guys who can spin it around the base and never take a hit. I am not that kind of player. I can kind of get some good hits, I can get some reasonable play. I try and combine it a little bit with my kind of tactical gameplay that I put in. I try to be a bit clever. So you see, I just try and use it to put a bit of pressure on, but I'm definitely not one of these elite guys who can kind of spin it around on the spot, but I do my best. But having anyone who's even half decent in an Apache is a strong thing for the game. Having someone who's elite with it is a very, very strong thing for the game. It can be a devastating weapon, and I've played in some games recently where it's hard to even know what to do because they're dominating you so hard. Especially if you're using smoke where you've got tracers and it's an untraceable Apache. If they've got AAs, and the UAV are the most dangerous thing, without a doubt. An AA gun you can take a bit of damage from, you'll see that in a minute. A UAV though can be almost impossible. Because you're relying on your team to take out the UAV unless you can get to the UAV station yourself and take it out quickly. The AA gun you can kind of move around, but it's very the problem with the AA is when it hits contact with you, it will actually move your helicopter. So where you see me take a kind of weird slanty move, that's actually like the power of the AA gun hitting me and moving the aircraft, which makes it difficult. UAV's up there, so I'm going to take that out. Or try and take it out. Project got it there. So our guys have pushed up right here. I think that's acceptable to do on this map because you've got a very narrow bottleneck. I'm just flying in for a repair here. I've started flying my heli to here to repair. The reason for that is the other day on a different map I landed my heli on the main pad and I got hit by a rocket or maybe a tank shell from up on the hill there. That's probably not so much of a risk because of the way we've got that top area here surrounded. Look at the nice spread of guys we've got though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across the line there. Not all bunched up, spread out. The reason that's good is because you can control the way that the enemy is spawning better. You can mark them better. So for example, if there's a guy on the left and he's by himself, so long as he marks his target, even if he gets killed, everyone knows, okay, there's a target coming from the left. So that allows you to control that area and refocus your attention. Whereas if everyone is all on the right, someone could either slip past or, you're more open to those kind of large attacks if you're all in one area. I don't know, mortar or whatever, or a tank with 2 machine guns. Coming down the beach is a common thing. That's usually what I do on this map. Come down the beach, hide there under the port concrete staging. But I think that pushing up aggressively is actually a good thing to do on this map. On this base. This base that we're defending right now, if you hang back in the base, if you look at the port, it's a large area, very large, and trying to defend against that is going to be very difficult. Whereas up the top here, we've got a nice bottleneck right at the top of the hill here. So if we can push up to that bottleneck and control it with tanks, vehicles and other things, it stops them from sniping, it stops them from racing down the road because we can control the vehicles as they come to us. And you can always fall back on that position because people are generally going to be dying kind of in a rotating way. I can't remember what happened there. I don't know if I spotted those guys or someone called it out. I think I spotted them as I was coming back. I saw guys running across like the courtyard area, and then I called it out to the guys on the ground there, and they were pretty much doing what I'd said, which is come along the beach there. And an important thing to remember, like that is the only thing to think of, is that when you're defending a base and you've pushed far up, like I say, even if you've got guys that are going down, it only takes one person on an enemy squad, one person to get into your base, and then once there's one person they can spawn 4, and so on and so on. Right, here we see a bit of danger from the A8. I'm taking quite a hit on it. I'm trying to get some rockets on it, but it's taking me down fast. And the team have pulled back a little bit, so I don't have so much support. I tried to get down here because I was going to jink left and get out or right. And me and Project, I'm an engineer, so I was going to go and repair it. Well, I think I'm an engineer, but I wanted to hide here. But unfortunately, if I remember, there he is on the right. Unfortunate there. I thought I was doing pretty good there up until that point. So now we can see they're still in our base there. So we've all pulled back a little bit now. Again, waiting for the helicopter to respawn up. The good thing about this base is that neither target is destructible. They can't destroy the B building and they can't destroy the A building, so the only thing that they can do is come down and plant it. And that makes defending this base very strong because it's, as I said, it's got bottleneck and non-destructible. We've got a few guys hiding in these. They're going to come down the beach and they're hiding in the containers there. But the lack of destructibility of the buildings on this section is another good reason for pushing up, because you don't have to worry too much about things being taken out long range. The only thing you've got to worry about, they can't sit on the hill mortaring. The only thing that you've got to worry about is them getting into the base. So if you push up to that bottleneck line there, once they are controlled in that section with anti-tank mines, heavy MG fire, etc., you'll be fine. Snipers actually have a good role to play, actually a very constructive role to play. You can get a sniper back in your base, perhaps on that construction building there. They can mark targets coming down the hill that other people can't see, and if you've got a good sniper, they'll be able to take that out. They're making a big push now to get into the base. Remember what we said before, that pushing down into the base when they were low on hit points, that up until now they've been kind of sitting back, shooting, a bit more measured, trying to sneak in. Now they're down to 5 points, they're going a bit panicked and trying to really rush down here. So we're getting up to the end of this one. I think it was a fairly kind of average gameplay. I hope you've sort of seen a few things that you maybe take on board, and a few things that we could have done better. I think we'll have a look at the video overall and learn a few things from it ourselves. I'll probably have a new one coming up for you guys soon. I've never actually done a full Black Hawk commentary. Usually I put them into kind of montages and stuff, so I'm going to look back at something that I've got a lot of Black Hawk stuff, so I'll try and find one that's decent-ish. I've always used armour on the Black Hawk up until now, so I've been using smoke trying to get used to that, so I'll try and, I don't know, I'll try and find something of that. So that's the end of this one, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it, and see you for the next one.